Hi and welcome. My name is Johnny Fragan. I'm from All Total Coaching. What I want to talk to you today is about the book that was written 15 years ago, Men Are From Mars, Women Are For Venus. I have this book in front of me. Since that time, at the time that was a bestseller. But nobody talks about in the media, since this book has come out, Men Are From Mars, Women Are For Venus, there's been more and more divorce. There's been more and more battle of the sexes. Feminism has exploded and there's more distance than ever before between the sexes. Now I've read this book in details, and as you can see, I've read it into details. Let me just tell you about this book. If you go by this book word by word, you're going to be branded a wuss. Now I'm going to show you a few little things in these books that are the biggest lie to men. On page 90, John Gray says, the art of listening. Communication is the most important thing. And he goes on for quite a while about communication. It's all great. But if you as a man do not lead, and you continue to listen, and listen that can go on for ages, you're going to be branded a wuss. And once your woman brands you a wuss, you're no longer a man. I'll continue here. I've marked a few little pages. How to avoid arguments. He talks about here, as a basic guideline, never argue. Instead, discuss pros and cons on something. Negotiate on what you want, but don't argue. If it's possible, be honest, open, express negative feelings without arguing or fighting. Let me just tell you one thing. It's nice on paper. There's nothing wrong listening to your woman, but from time to time, there is something we call sexual tension. Your woman will test you to see how far he can push you. If you appease everything she says, every little drama, emotional drama she says or does, she'll put you as a wuss. And the moment your woman, like I mentioned earlier, puts you in the wuss category, you're no longer a man. On page 176, it says here, scoring points. Women put everything, they keep a score for everything. They keep a score on everything. But what John Gray doesn't say is one thing. Women put double amount of scoring points on the things they do rather than what you do. You going to work and working 8-9 hours is only 1 point. But one thing I'm about to tell you today, very few people know. When you buy a guy a present, let's say for example you buy him a present that's worth $2,000, he'll appreciate much longer. With a woman, it's not the amount of money you buy, it's the frequencies. It's better to buy 10 presents or equivalent of $2 than buy a Ferrari. Now this may sound illogical to men, but that's how women operate. And no matter what you've done, a woman will always think, what have you done for me lately? Because women are driven by emotions. And the emotion that she remembers the most are the latest emotions. Let's continue. He talks here about sharing feelings. We need to share the power of intimacy, sharing feelings and all that. Now it's great to share a little bit, but if you share with a woman, especially at the beginning, all your feelings, how you feel about her, and how you can't believe how great she is and how beautiful she is, etc., etc., you'll be branded as a weak man. Especially she's beautiful. She's heard it 1,000,000 times. So let me just share with you my thoughts on this book. It's a great. But if you read this book from start to end, and you do everything in this book, it'll give you a bit of an understanding on women's psychology. It'll make you into a wuss. Because there's a time and a place. You have to say no, and you have to create intimacy. You have to create tension, sexual tension. And how do you create that? Get dressed. Let me surprise you. Let's do this. I have a surprise. We're going on a trip where I can't tell you. And you have to continuously lead. Because as I said many times in previous videos, if you're a woman, would you want a weak man? What is a strong man? Strong man that leads, is decisive, knows what he's doing, a purpose in his life. Majority of men today are wusses. Since John Gray has written this book, Men Are From Mars, Women From Venus, we have more and more divorce than any time before. Not only that, so many men don't even get married. And one of the reasons, there are many, many reasons, the court systems, feminism, but more than anything, today men are totally bombarded and brainwashed by the lies of the media. Tell how you feel. It's a lie, man. Every time you tell a woman how you feel at the beginning, you just can't look at anybody else. On that note, I want to invite you, yes you, to a presentation I'm doing this Sunday in Sydney, next to the CBD, How to Be a Real Man. I'm going to talk about some amazing stuff there. 5 ways to keep your woman interested. And I will explain why women love the bad boy. Yes, I will. So I invite you, if you want to come, email me at john@sosdating.com. This will be a 2-hour presentation that you will never forget. I just finished fixing my presentation. It's going to be a night you won't forget quickly. I want to thank all the people that helped me put this clip together. I want to thank you for listening. Subscribe to our channel for great topics on all topics of issues in life. And if you come this Sunday, you'll have an amazing time. Thank you very much for listening. As always, you know who I am. I'm your friend, Johnny Forget. Bye-bye.